Alright, bringing a baseball bat into a bunker when you're first starting out is not the best idea out there. Welcome back, everybody. This is SCUM. Now, I bought this game way back at the end of 2016, 2017, something like that, when it very first hit the market. And I loved it. But due to a bunch of scum, like in cheating players and, you know, the scum that ruined games for everybody else, I ended up putting this game on the shelf. Alright, here we are now about 2.5, maybe 3 years later since I shelved the game, and it's looking really good. I've got to tell you, this game looks really nice. But you know what I always say, sad stories make me cry, long stories bore me. So we're going to jump into this here. Now, I kind of got re-interested in this game after watching Dread over at Mist Valley Gaming's doing a couple of videos on SCUM. So if you like this, why don't you stop over at Mist Valley Gaming, give them a like, give them a sub, show them a little bit of love. And one more thing before we get started, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown me on this channel. You guys mean everything. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you. So we're going to start here by picking up a few rocks, maybe make a primitive spear just so we have some kind of protection. I don't know, it's not much, but it'll be something for now. And I see a couple buildings straight ahead, so we might go check those out. Now the puppet damage or zombie damage is increased on this server, and the amount of puppets that you're going to encounter have been increased on this server also, and I think the mechs have been increased on this server, although I don't know if you're going to find them out in the open or just around the barracks or not. We're going to find out sooner or later here. Alright, here we are at our first little village. Hopefully we don't die because I don't have enough fame points or a spawn point set up, and if we die, well, that'll be the end of this little series. Come in here, we're gonna check around a few things, see what we can find, see if we find anything interesting. Remember, it's just like feathers you find in these hay bales, maybe some rags, other little simple things. We're not ready to make any arrows, we're not ready to make a bow yet, so I'm not gonna take any of that right now. We have limited storage space on us. Technically, you should be taking off your underwear, your socks, and your shirt, making an improvised backpack out of them. We have a car over there already. Maybe we can get that going and have some transportation. Now, there are tons of items you can find in these little villages. I don't know. Right now, early game with no storage, there's no sense in picking a lot of things up unless it's something that we can really use. But it is worth checking them. I've found guns, knives, things like that in some of these villages. Sometimes you find some better clothing that's going to give you a little more storage and a little more armor value. And I don't know if it's really called armor value, but with all the games I play, that's what I'm going to stick with. And I'm going to start jumping through in this video here just so I don't have to bore you with all the boring, checking each and every house and whatever. And I'll come back to you as soon as we find something decent here. And that really didn't take too long because behind this door we find our first puppet. And like I said earlier, I'm going to call them zombies just because that's what we're used to. Now you can also search these puppets after you kill them and maybe find some useful items on them. 90% of the time, though, the clothing you see from them is going to be damaged or near end of its durability. It's not really worth picking it up in my opinion. I'd rather just find some more clothing, equip it then, and get some better storage out of it. So now we're just going to rummage around these other buildings, see if we can find anything. Here we found some military boots. They're kind of a bright purple, but they're better than what we had on, so yeah, fashion out the door and functionality in, I guess. So I didn't find too much back at that last village, so I headed over to this next village. About the only thing we found was a nice fancy SCUM Christmas sweater, a small backpack, jeans, and of course our bright pink military boots. And so far, these zombies have been pretty easy to deal with our improvised sharpened spear. There's something new to the game, a zombie eye. What the hell do we do with a zombie eye? And I guess we'll figure it out sooner or later. And here we go. The game's telling me that I really need to urinate. So yeah, that is a thing in the game. You have to pee and you have to poop just like you would in real life. So yeah, I guess we'll use this old bathtub as our watering hole. And downstairs we also found a hiking backpack which will allow us to carry a whole lot more stuff. I did stuff my little military backpack inside of it just in case we need it later on. But I may end up dumping it if we find enough other good stuff. And then I'll get back to you when we find something else different or anything else exciting happens. Until then, we're going to continue working our way up to the big city. We did check this little garage on our way out of here, and we did find a nice little hunting bow, so we're going to grab that. Hopefully, when I eat something or do something, I don't set it down and then lose it, which tends to happen to me a lot in this game. Now while fighting this puppet, I did also notice that there's a four-wheeler sitting over there, so I'm going to see if we can get that going somehow. If it has any fuel in it and a good battery, that'll so much help us getting around this area and on our way up to the city. So it looks like it's got a little bit of fuel, a little bit of battery juice left in it. I'm going to use the repair kit we found in that barn to just fix it up, just in case we can get it going. I don't know if there's enough in the battery to start it or not, but I don't really want to carry the repair kit around all the time either. So I'm going to search a few more of these houses, see if we can't find some batteries, because if I remember right, you can use batteries to recharge the batteries in vehicles and help get them started. Alright, we ended up killing a few more zombies, and when we walk into this garage, look what's on the floor. A nice big fat battery. It's got a little bit of juice in it, so hopefully that and the small battery I have in my inventory might be enough to get this four-wheeler started. Alright, we're back at the four-wheeler, and moment of truth. Let's charge this battery up and see if we can get ourselves some transportation going here. And we got a little bit of ways to go up to the city yet, so hopefully there's enough fuel in it, because I'd hate to just abandon this on the side of the road somewhere and then have to try to come back to it and find it later. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Yes, it started. And it died. So I'm going to try to charge the battery once more, see if we can get this thing going. Alright, it's do or die time now. That's the end of the batteries I have, and I haven't found any more in this city, so hopefully it goes this time. Yeah, buddy, that's what I'm talking about. Holy cow, I forgot how squirrely these things were on the dirt roads. I gotta say, I'm looking pretty fly with my bright pink boots on, don't you think? I think the very last time I played this game is when they first introduced this four-wheeler, and then there was a police SUV, and they had just introduced a red and a black pickup truck. I'd really like to find one of those. If I remember right, those sounded pretty cool and handled halfway decent. So if nothing else exciting happens here, then I'll see you when we get up to the city. Oh yeah, I can hear a bunch of zombies inside this house. Yeah, and I can't drive for crap on these things. Oh my god, I don't even know if this four-wheeler's gonna make it until we find an area to build a base. Ow! Back off, jack-off. Whoa! They never used to jump over fences before the last time I played this. Screw you guys, I'm gonna stand inside here and poke you out the window. I still can't die yet. I don't have enough fame points to respawn at a shelter, and I still haven't even made a shelter yet. Which reminds me, I better patch up my wounds while I still can. But I think we're still doing okay. Our stats are all still looking pretty good yet. Alright, bad breath. Time for you to die. Okay, bye-bye now. Alright, so I'm going to go over and check out that garage where we parked the four-wheeler at, see if there's anything good and useful we can get in there. Hopefully maybe pick up a gas can even, that'd be great. And then I think it's going to be time to go find a place where we can build a little base. Yeah, I'm hearing a few more zombies around here somewhere. I can't tell if they're outside or in another room around here. Oh yeah, here they are. They're just outside the building. I think there's two of them. So like they say in Conan Exiles, pokey pokey, mate. Alright, well I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently you can stab them through the walls too. But until we get a shelter built and enough fame points to respawn at the shelter, I'm just going to take it the easiest way I can get it. Sweet, we have a gas can over here. I don't think I have enough room in my backpack for it, so I'll grab that last because we're going to have to carry it out in our hands. See another battery over there, so that'll come in handy sometime when we need to start another car, vehicle, or something that has a dead battery. Alright, and the two fuel cans we found here do have a little bit of fuel in them, so we're going to drain those into the four-wheeler and hopefully be able to carry one of the cans out with us. Well, we had absolutely no room to carry an empty gas can with us, so we'll remember this place, so hopefully we can come back and find a few more of them in here. So I think now we're going to go find somewhere to build, and I'm thinking I probably want to build somewhere around this area here because there seems to be quite a bit here, and it's not too far away from a bunker, actually two bunkers that are fairly close to this area. So I decided to come to the other side of the city here because there's a nice little wooded area off to the side here where I could maybe build. And I'm glad I did because here's a gas station here that we can get fuel from anytime we need. But I think first we're going to have to take care of a couple of zombies that are hanging around this area. I saw a couple more running around here, but I don't know where they disappeared to. So I guess we can get back to getting our fuel now, and maybe we'll search this gas station. Oh, nice. The lights actually drop down with the fuel level that's available now. I don't believe they did that last time I played this game. And I think last time I played this, if somebody drained the fuel out of the gas stations, it didn't refill for like 6 or 8 hours. Ah, nice lead plate. We'll start collecting those because we'll need those to make bullets with later on. Grab a couple more pops here. Those always come in handy. Found some ammunition. Oh, sweet. We found a shotgun too. It's kind of totally useless right now without any ammo. What ammo did we find here? Not what we needed. Oh, nice. A compass. Now we can finally have a compass on our view line. Nice, because now we'll finally have a sense of direction that we're heading in. And yes, we're still stuck with our hot pink military boots. Alright, I came down the road a little ways from the gas station and found a nice little secluded wooded area that I think I'm going to build a shelter and some storage boxes in. Then maybe we'll work on putting up a small cabin. I want to try this new to me cabin building in game now. Back in the past, all you could do is use fame points to claim doors, and then there were 3 levels of locks that had different difficulties of picking on them, and some simple wood barricades you put over the windows, and your little houses that you moved into weren't really all that secure. So I'm kind of eager to try out maybe making a small cabin and then possibly walling it in. Also, I know how boring it can be when you first start up a survival game with the heavy grind and all. So I think what I'm going to do is do kind of a timeline montage type thing of getting the shelter up and then maybe moving into building our little log cabin. So I don't have to bore you with sitting through me chopping down 100 trees, chopping those into logs, chopping those into planks and whatever. Alright, so we have a shelter, 2 storage boxes, and a campfire built now. Now I want to run down over this hill here and check out this house that I saw on the way up here. I think I saw another vehicle parked in front of it. I'd like to check it out, for 1, to make sure nobody else is living around the area, and 2, if it is another vehicle, maybe we can fix it up and bring it up here to where we're camping out. To let you guys know, every in real life day, the server does increase the amount of zombies that are hiding in houses and outside roaming around by 30 more zombies each day, up to 10 days, and then it starts back at the vanilla settings and starts increasing by each day again. So from this point on, we should start seeing more and more zombies out in the world every time we go out. And I know there's at least one other player here, because when I was coming through the city I heard a couple of gunshots off in the distance. So I'm thinking there's probably another player around this area. And I'm going to have to start being a little more careful, especially when I'm running around with nothing more than a sharpened stick as an improvised spear. So there is an SUV parked here. It is smoking, so it looks like it is damaged. And these are new to me anyways in game. Like I said earlier, the four-wheeler, and they had just introduced the red and black pickup trucks last time I had played. And this has a totally dead battery, a little bit of fuel, and it's about 47% health, so I don't think anybody's been driving this recently. And I don't really see any signs of anybody else being around here, so I should be okay here. Nice, we found a hunting bow. Now I wish I would have kept some of the feathers we saw earlier, but I really didn't have any room for storage. Sweet, another backpack. I like to take these whenever I have room to carry them, just because if I die somewhere, then I don't have to, really miss out on not having storage space. Alright, so I've got a few more supplies that I need to start making the small log cabin. So I think I'm going to head back up to where the camp is and get started on making the log cabin now. I'm a little worried. It almost looks like a flashlight moving around down there in the distance. Alright, we're in the morning of the next day, so I decided to go back into the city, maybe get what I need to get that car started or that SUV started, and scrounge around for a couple other things I need to start making this small cabin. I want to head back to the other side of the city to where that mechanic's shop is. Hopefully this time grab a gas can and maybe one more battery out of there. We'll see how it goes though. Alright, we got another repair kit. That'll come in handy. I'd really like to find a battery and a gas can. I think we got skunked on the battery and the gas can this time, but we can come back another time. It's not too far of a drive to get here. Alright, we made it back to our little camp in, I guess, kind of one piece. I don't know. I can't drive that damn thing for anything. So all in all, we got a nice haul out of that. Killed a few puppets, zombies, whatever you want to call them. I think we're going to end this episode right here. Next episode, we're going to start on our little cabin, and things should start getting a little more interesting now that the zombie rate is going to increase. The mech rate will increase, and once we get the cabin built, we can start doing a lot more exploring. I just want to thank everybody for sticking around watching. Hopefully you come back for the next episode. Like I said, things should get a lot more interesting now that we've got a lot of the heavy grinding out of the way. Stay safe and have a good one.